Hello. So I've got my Just One More Swim book, and I've got some paper, and I've got my Sharpie, but of course you'll draw in pencil so you can erase your mistakes. And I'm going to be drawing a polar bear, and I'm going to show you two different ways to draw it. And this book is an inspiration. So when I look through, the two kind of pages that are going to inspire me is this one, where they're eating these blueberries. And then also when they are swimming in this blue water. So I'm going to show you how I start off. So let's put that to the side for right now. All right, so I've got two pieces of paper, and I'm just using different sizes so you can see how it fills the page. And they're going to be different, and I want yours to be different. But I'm going to show you how to start off doing the polar bear, and we're going to do the polar bear up close. So we are seeing the head. Now, if you want to include more than one polar bear, you will be able to do that. In fact, I will do my polar bear, this one going horizontal and this one vertical. So this is going to be my blueberry patch polar bear, and this is going to be my swimming polar bear. But you are welcome to change this up, and we're going to get started. So the first thing is I want to do the big polar bear head. I'm not doing the paws and the body right now. You're really not going to see most of the body, but I'm going to do a big upside down letter U. Okay, so this one's going to be in my blueberry patch. So I'm going to start with a big letter U upside down. Now, if you do it too small, boop, you might want to flip it over. Now I'm going to show you on here what I do if I make my upside down letter U too small. So let me show you this. I'm going to do it like this. Oh my goodness. Do you see how little that is? That is so little. It doesn't really fill my space up. So I'm actually going to make a bigger one way above it. And guess what? This is going to become the belly. But you have the opportunity to flip your paper over, and since you're doing it in pencil, you could also erase. So let me show you the next steps. Now, looking at my step-by-step directions, it is starting off with a little nose that's kind of shaped like a pentagon. Now I'm just going to do an oval, and I'll do a circle on this one. So right about here in the middle, I'm going to make a pretty big oval. Do you see that? Now on this one, maybe I'll make it look more, you could do a circle, or you can make it look more like a V, kind of a rounded triangle. That's fine too. So now for the mouth. And the directions, they kind of go straight down and straight across. I want this one to have a little bit of a smile. So I'm going to go down and make a little scoop up. And feel free to stop it if you need to go back and watch something to redraw. So now I'm going to do kind of the muzzle, the snout around it. In my directions, it goes up like this, like an upside down letter U again. And then it kind of comes down. Now there's kind of has little angles on it, but mine's going to be more like an oval. And then this one I'm going to do just a nice big fat oval. That's fine. Now for the eyes, it is up to you if you want to do your eyes in different ways. You could do the eyes doing two circles and then maybe a black dot in the middle. This polar bear looks surprised. It does look surprised. Now in this one, you could just do little black dots if you want. I might just do that. I'm gonna do little black dots like this. What do you think? But again, you might have a different way to draw the eyes, and that is fine with me. Now for the ears, you can go out, and come back. See how they're kind of come in that shape? But do you have to do it that way? No, you could also just do two little hills. And I'm also gonna put a baby hill in there. Boop, baby hill, baby hill, baby shape, baby shape. Okay, now I'm doing the two different inspirations. So this will be my blueberry patch, and this is going to be my swimming in the water. So first I'm going to start with my swimming in the water. And for this, I'm going to draw the waves right over the body, and it is okay that I can see the polar bear because that water might be crystal clear, right? I'd be able to see a little bit of that polar bear, but I want to have more waves. So now I'm going to do another wave, and I'm going to stop at my polar bear and jump over and continue it here. And I must go all the way to the edge, all the way to the edge. Now this polar bear is going to be surprised because there's going to be a baby polar bear in there. And I'm using my Sharpie so I can actually color the nose in, and I'm going to leave a little white dot on the nose. Do you have to do that? No, you could color it all in. And here I'm going to put a little oval of white. And what is that little oval of white? Well, the nose is wet, isn't it? Isn't it a wet nose? And sometimes a little bit of the light or the sunlight reflects off of it, just like in our eyes where you have a little white dot. Now, if you wanted to have that in the eyes too, you could have, I'll make these a little bit bigger and just make a little white dot in there. Do you see that? Makes it look a little bit more realistic. Okay, so now I'm gonna have, now this time, this one's smiling because that almost looks like a sea lion, doesn't it? And I could turn it into a sea lion, but I'm gonna do my little muzzle. Now this bear is very happy because he's the baby bear and he is so happy he's swimming and he's gonna be waving to his mama. So he's gonna have his little paw up and those little claws, and then he's gotta have his little, the little pads on his feet, right? So there's his little pads and mama's surprised. I can't believe that bear is swimming. Okay, for this one, I need to have my blueberry, my little blueberry branches. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the background too. And if you want to add something else to your bear, if you want to add a little hat, you want to add a bow, you can do that. So for this one though, now I do want to have, I think I'll have a little paw right here, maybe coming up from below, and it's going to be holding some blueberries branches. Now, if I just draw a line like that, then I won't be able to color it in. So I'm going to make this very skinny like this. Oh, he's going to have two, or she's going to have two. And that way I'll be able to color that in. So I'm going to make some of these little branches, and some are short and some are long. And if we look in our picture, let me open that picture back up because that is our inspiration. So let me look on here. Now you can add your branches in. If we look at these blueberry twigs, look how they overlap. Some go in front of other ones. They have lots of leaves and nice big round blueberries. And do you notice when I was talking about the white dot on the nose, there you can see the little white highlights, and in the eyes, always enjoying some of that. So I'm gonna have maybe one here, and then look, one's gonna go behind it. Can you make one that goes behind it? Now you might be doing the water. So if you want to be adding a little fish in there right now, you can. And I'm going to add some little pieces off of here. Now I'm going to start, I want one coming off the edge. And yeah, maybe one over here. So I'm going to start with my blueberries. I want them nice, plump, round blueberries. And this way I can also color them. So I'm going to add these, kind of sprinkle them all over. Okay, then I'm going to add my leaves. And I just make little ovals. You could do it a little differently. If you want them to be pointed and come back, point and come back, you can do that. Or you can just make them round. And I'm adding a bunch on there. I don't want them to look exactly like my blueberries because I want to be able to see them. Okay. There's my blueberries. Oh, yummy. And you could put a little blue on the paw if you wanted to. And in here, you could add other waves. Maybe a little, maybe there's a little fish swimming in there, or some of the other things that were swimming in the water. Because if we look in there, oh my goodness, I love how they make the water in this picture. Look at all these wonderful things. You could pause it on this page and look at the different fish, or the swirls, or the little octopus. So I'm actually gonna, maybe I'm gonna put a little couple swirls in here. And those are just like a number 6 that doesn't connect, right? Just like that. Okay, and maybe another little baby fish. And those, I'm gonna make those orange so they're nice and bright. Okay, now for the background. Do you see back here? I wanna put in some of these wonderful glaciers and hills that are in the pictures of this book, because I'm loving, see how there's different hills and they go in different little islands like this. You could even have that in there. So I'm gonna make, back here, I'm gonna make a little bit of the ice on the bottom. I don't want it perfectly straight. I'm gonna jump over my polar bear and go all, don't stop there, go all the way to the edge. And then here, I think I'm gonna have some mountains, and I like these to be kind of a random zigzag line. You don't want it to look too much like a straight zigzag. It doesn't look really real. And this is great because it's gonna give me 1, 2, 3 different sections to show some different cool colors, blues and purples. And this, now here I've got, my waves could be different. And then maybe this one, I'm gonna do a little hill. So this is the land, and that will be the sky. So I've made my section. So in a landscape, which is a picture of a place outside, I've got my foreground, middle ground, background, foreground, middle ground, background. Now, I've got to be creative with my coloring. So I'm going to stop it there. You've done a great job drawing. And now if you're ready to color, I'm going to get out. So I've got some blue crayons. I've got some purple color pencils. Let me dig in here because I don't have everything. I've got a variety of things. So I'm going to use what I have. Oh, I need an orange for those fish, right? Wonderful. Oh, and I have a gray. I could put some shadows into my lovely polar bears. Oh, I've got a little blue crayon on the bottom there. Okay, look at this. Oh, I've got a lot of, so those are all my cool colors. Oh, and I need a green, don't I? And then I've got my warm colors. Now for my blueberry patch, I'm not going to use any of my warm colors unless I want to have a sunset sky, which you are welcome to do. Okay, so when I color, I'm going to start with my ocean one. I'm going to start with my little fish, so I make sure I don't color those over with the blue. And I'm going to use an orange and a red, and I'm coloring very carefully. That's kind of pink. I'm coloring very carefully. Okay, so there's that. Now, I'm not going to color all the water the same. I'm going to start with this. Ooh, look at this. It's like a turquoise color. And I'm going very slowly. And I could color over the fish. I guess they'd have a little bit of that water over them. So I'm going to color very lightly. If I was doing marker, though, I would not color over those fish because then I really wouldn't be able to see them. Color all the way the edge. Okay, now I'm going to pick a different kind of blue. And you know what? I'm going to test out some of these blues on the back because those look pretty similar. I've got a nice purple. Ooh, I think I'll do the light blue. Is this light blue and that light blue? Oh, those are the same. So I'm going to put those together. Okay, so on here, I'm going to do a light blue for this water. And now I'm not going to color over the polar bear for this row. And then I think for the glacier, the snow back here, I'm actually going to use my purple. Now, what do you do if you don't have as many blues and purples as I have right now? You might even have more. You can actually use your crayon in a couple of different ways. You can use the same color in a different way. So for example, if I colored one wave like this very lightly, I can even go lighter. Or I could press down really hard. Look, I could make my different blues with one crayon just by pressing hard and soft. So for this one, I'm going to use a different blue, but I could just press down hard. And I'm going to press down. I want this to be nice and blue for my background. And guess what? This looks like the most beautiful blueberry color for me. So I'm going to finish coloring this up. Now, if you want to add anything else, I might just take a little bit of the gray, and you could also use a light pink. And I'm going to kind of do the muzzle and maybe the belly and maybe the inside of the ears. And if you want to put a little shadow on your bear, you could do a little bit of gray on the sides, just like that. Oh, he's smiling back here. I love it. And maybe he's got a little shadow on his paw. Okay, so I'll finish doing the blue on here, but I want to show you this picture where I'm going to get that good blueberry color. And that's what I'm going to start with because I do not want to forget to do my blueberries. So I will color all of my blueberries. You could also leave that little white dot on there. Do you see? My little highlight, my little white dot. And then I would take a green. And now what I like to do is either use 2 greens, or I can press down hard for the stem and light for the leaves. But it would be fun if you had a different color green. Doesn't that look nice? So I'm going to color all these little areas. Okay, so I would finish all that, and maybe a little bit of this blue is kind of dyeing his hand there. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did on this one. I'm going to color each section with my different blues. Now this one, maybe the mountains will be purple, or actually maybe I'll do blues here. And then for the sky, I might do a little sunset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a little bit of my purple, and I do this really lightly, and I'm going to get even lighter, and then I'm going to get a little bit of that pink. in there, and I'm overlapping. So I'm doing some of my pink over my purple. And then I might come up higher and I might add some of my orange in. So by doing it light and overlapping, I'm making it look kind of blended together. Do you see that? And then I'll keep doing that all on this area. And if I want to add a little bit of that lighter color up there at the top, I can do that too. And maybe I'll go even darker with my purple. What do you think? And then get a little bit lighter. Looks kind of nice, like the sun is just coming. And maybe I should do opposite. Maybe the oranges should be down there and then it should get darker at the top. You'll have to decide on yours. So color very carefully and fill the whole page. If you're at home, you might be doing this if you have paint or oil pastels as well, or crayons, of course, look great. Good luck.